Hi, this is Steve from YourCreativeLife.com, talking today about three great books for screenwriters. Now, somebody asked me in a recent video that I posted about another book that I really enjoyed, whether or not there were screenwriting books that particularly influenced and helped me and that could help other screenwriters out there. And that's what this video is all about. So, the first thing that I want to say, though, before I introduce these books, which I'm very fond of, is that my system for creating work is really an amalgamation of a lot of different things. Some of the information that I found in these books were really helpful. Other things I was taught in particular classes. I took a class long ago that was sponsored by Warner Brothers and a curriculum created by Warner Brothers that I use as I build pilots and scripts. And I've also learned through some things through playwriting school at Juilliard, some things through other screenwriting opportunities, being on shows. I've picked up a lot of different things from a lot of different places. Also being in the Paramount Writers Program, which at the time was the CBS Writers Program. I learned a lot about different ways to put together scripts. And so these books don't have the sum total of everything that I learned, but they're certainly helpful. And I'm going to attach down below a series of the links for three videos I did on this very channel that talk about how to go from idea to script, which basically encompasses the system that I use and the system that I teach and coach people on. So if you're interested in that, those three links will be below. But in the meantime, let's get to these books because they are really helpful. And if you haven't encountered these books, I hope you do because they're good stuff. The first one is Screenplay by Syd Field. I encountered this book when I was in college in a class taught by Dennis Green, who actually was an attorney, and prior to that was a member of the group Sha Na Na, if you remember that group. But anyway, he recommended this book, and I got it and read it and really appreciated it. Syd Field is no longer with us, but gives a really wonderful version of structure for features that I think applies to any kind of storytelling, plays, television shows, anything. And this structure, I think, can be applied across the board and becomes a really essential piece for me in terms of do I know and do I recognize what I'm doing in terms of beginning, middle, and end of my script, and how do I do that? Syd Field has some great information about that. And I would really encourage you to get this book and to learn from it, particularly the structure parts. And he talks a lot about movies. The movies are a little bit dated at this point, but I think the examples and the learnings, the lessons are all really valid. The second book I want to tell you about is this one, a classic, Blake Snyder's Save the Cat. This is a book that has a lot of really good information about screenwriting. And particularly, one of the things that I love about it is it talks about the notion of how to make your main character likable. Now, I know some people think likable is a bad word, and this is the age of anti-heroes and characters who are particularly sort of in your face, not likable. But I personally gravitate toward the likability, and Blake Snyder tells you a lot about how to do that in Save the Cat. Essentially, having the character save the cat is his lesson for how we do that at the beginning of our script, no matter who the character is, to have them do something interesting, heroic, likable. And I really do subscribe to that. So there are also lots of other great things in that book about structuring screenplays, but I would definitely invite you to take a look at that book. The third book that I'm going to talk about today, and of course, there are so many books on screenwriting out there. I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff. This is by no means a definitive list and really just dips your toe into some really good stuff. And again, I've gathered stuff from elsewhere and I support you in doing the same. But the third book is this one, Robert McKee's classic Story. Robert McKee, if you don't know, is kind of an amazing writer and historian about classic screenplays and classic screenplay structure. And he does, or did, I'm not sure if he still does, but taught a very long, like all day class, multiple hours on various different things, all sorts of genres. And he's really great. You should check him out, look him up. And just amazing because he would just stand there and lecture. I took a class of his in New York that was all about Casablanca, and he stood up there the whole time and I think left the stage once in a 3+ hour lecture. It was just extraordinary. But he has a lot of great things to say, particularly about scenes and energy in scenes, and how the energy, he talks about the polarity changing in scenes from one end of the scene to the other. So if you start a scene and people are getting along, you want to end the scene most dramatically where they're not getting along, that sort of thing. So those are 3 books that I really recommend that you pick up and get. I will list them in the show notes down below as well. Robert McKee's Story, Blake Snyder's Save the Cat, and Sid Field's screenplay. All 3 of those have influenced me, and I imagine they will influence you if you take a look and you put them on your shelf for research and resources. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. I post brand new videos every single week. Go to yourcreativelife.com to find out how I can help you in your screenwriting life and TV writing life. Subscribe to my free newsletter. Check out the podcast, the Secret Writer Podcast, which is out there, which I do with another coach, Nick Job. Good luck with your writing, and I will see you next time.